You will hear 4 recordings of native English speakers. You will hear each recording only once. Answer all the questions. You now have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. You will hear a man booking a holiday cottage over the phone. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 10. Now, listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 10.
Good afternoon, Maplewood Holiday Cottages. How can I help you?
Hi there, I'd like to book one of your cottages for a summer break, please.
Certainly. Can I take your name first?
Yes, it's James Whittaker.
Thanks, Mr. Whittaker. And what's your address?
It's 24 Greenfield Avenue in London.
Greenfield Avenue, got it. And the postcode?
SE5 9HR.
Thank you. Could I take a contact number as well?
Sure. It's 07834 226 915.
Great. Now, how many people will be staying?
There will be 4 of us, 2 adults and 2 children.
Perfect. And when would you like to come?
From the 3rd to the 10th of August.
Let me check what's available. Ah, yes. We have 2 cottages free that week, Maple Cottage and Riverbank Cottage. Do you have a preference?
I think Riverbank Cottage sounds nice.
It is lovely, it's right next to a stream. Now, do you have any special requests?
Yes, if possible, we'd like a high chair for our toddler.
Certainly, I'll make a note of that. And how would you like to pay the deposit?
By credit card, please.
That's fine. The deposit is £75. Can I take payment now?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Whittaker. I'll send you a confirmation email shortly.
Thank you very much.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 2. You will hear a guide talking to a group of tourists at a museum. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 20. Now listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 20.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Greenstone Wildlife Park. I'm Emily, and I'll be giving you a brief overview of the park before we begin your visit. This park has been open to the public for over 60 years. It was established in 1956 as a small nature reserve for local species, and over the decades, it has grown into one of the region's most respected conservation parks. Now, let's have a look at the map so you can get your bearings. We are standing at the main entrance, which you'll see is marked on the map. Directly in front of you is the information booth, Point B, where you can grab a map or ask any questions. If you go past that and continue along the main path, you'll find the children's play area on your right, that's C. To your left, near the shaded picnic area, is the cafe, marked D. It's a great place to relax, especially after exploring the park. A popular attraction is the reptile house, located on the far right side, marked E. You'll see snakes, lizards, and even a small crocodile enclosure. Past that, at the edge of the park, you'll find the lake viewing area, F, where many visitors enjoy spotting water birds like herons and ducks. Please note that guided tours depart from the main entrance every hour, and they last about 45 minutes. We encourage you to join one if you'd like a deeper insight into our animals and habitats. Enjoy your visit, and feel free to ask me, or any staff member if you need help.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 3. You will hear two university students, Alex and Nina, discussing their group project. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 30. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 30.
So, have we definitely decided on the topic for our group project?
Yes, I think urban transport systems is the best option. It's broad enough, but still focused.
Agreed. Now, we need to plan how we are going to divide the work.
Right. I think we should start by creating a timetable.
Actually, I'd prefer if we split the sections first, so we know what each of us is doing.
Fair enough. What about the survey? Have you looked at the questions?
Yes, but I think we might need to simplify them a bit.
I'm more worried we won't get enough people to respond.
Let's try sharing it on social media. That should help.
Good idea. So, who's going to do the introduction?
Why don't you do it? You're good at setting the scene.
All right. And we need to remember, the presentation is in 2 weeks.
That's right, the 14th of May.
Okay, here's what we've got so far. We'll do a PowerPoint and slides for the presentation.
We'll try to arrange an interview at the local transport center.
The survey will have 10 questions. That should be enough.
We'll aim to finish the first draft by next Monday.
And I'll email Professor Dawkins to confirm the topic.
Perfect. Let's get started.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Section 4. You will hear a university lecturer giving a talk on coral reefs. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
Today, we're going to explore coral reefs, one of the most diverse and valuable ecosystems on the planet. Coral reefs are found mostly in tropical areas, in warm, shallow waters. They may look like rocks, but they are actually made up of tiny animals called polyps. These polyps form colonies and build the hard skeleton that we recognize as coral. One of the greatest threats to coral reefs is climate change. As sea temperatures rise, corals become stressed and expel the algae living in their tissues. This process is known as coral bleaching. Without algae, the coral loses its color and, more importantly, its main source of food. If conditions don't improve, the coral may die. Why are coral reefs so important? For one, they support more than 25% of all marine species, despite covering less than 1% of the ocean floor. They also act as a natural barrier, protecting coastlines from storms and erosion. Many fish species depend on reefs for breeding and shelter. Corals are extremely sensitive to changes in water temperature and pollution levels. In recent years, scientists have launched reef restoration projects. These often involve transplanting healthy coral fragments to damaged areas to help them recover.
That is the end of section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. That is the end of the listening test. You now have 10 minutes to transfer your answers to the answer sheet.